Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. By the way, we're going to be rolling with the updated sprites that are more anime looking. That being said, there are different sprites and different backgrounds depending on which of these versions you go with. From what I understand, both art styles are incredibly amazing, same as with Higurashi. But we are going to be focusing on the new style. Whoa, things sure move with the times. I can't believe we'll be able to make this trip in just 20 minutes. I couldn't help but scratch my head and marvel at how far things had come in recent years. We used to go by boat. Back then we were all forced to endure nearly half a day of swaying back and forth over the sea before we reached Nijima. Things have gotten so much more convenient these days. Still, I've never been on a plane this small. I've flown in a huge jumbo jet before, but this will be my first experience in such a tiny one. It's gonna shake, isn't it? They say smaller boats shake more than the big ones, so I guess the same rule probably applies to planes. Just spare me. Don't worry, Battler. I thought I already updated it. Okay. Though the fact of the matter is that it changes sprites really quickly, so this is the older style and this is the new style. I like the new style better, but I think we'll make a habit of trying to look at both versions. Though I thought the backgrounds are supposed to change too. No? Either way, this is nice. I like this. Don't worry, Battler-kun. It shakes much less than that boat did. Yeah, is that you, George Aniki? Whoa, what the... What? What's happening? I'm so confused. Okay, I'm trying to... What is happening? I'm so confused. We really didn't do much, so... I was trying to click on backlog. But how did... Can I... How does... No. Yes. How do I backlog? Are there branching paths? Do I need to play this game multiple times? I don't... We'll just load. Why did it break? That being said, isn't there a... 'Cause there's... How... I was wondering how to make the text go away if I ever just wanted to look at the picture, but I don't know how to do that. Nope, that mutes music. I have no idea. I'll figure it out at some point. Don't scare me like that. You just shaved 3 years off my life. Anyway, what's shaking got to do with anything? You don't think I'm actually scared of the plane shaking, or maybe falling out of the sky, right? Oh, of course not. My mistake. I see you've changed a lot since we last saw you. After all, it's been 6 years since then. You're not a kid anymore. Ha ha ha. Sheesh, and here you are old enough to smoke and drink. I've got no interest in smoking, but I've always wanted to try some booze. Well, if you got your dad's genes, I bet you can hold your own when it comes to drinking, right? Well, I usually drink for business rather than pleasure. It's pretty hard to do business in Japan without it. Hee. That's exactly right. That's why I never miss a chance to get in some practice. That's not good, Battler-kun. You're still a minor. Don't you know alcohol can stunt the growth of... never mind. Come on, I'm tall enough already. In fact, it'd be easier to find clothes if I shrunk a little. I puffed my chest out proudly. Until I hit my growth spurt, my height was below average in my class. But then I grew and grew, and before I knew it, I had passed 180 centimeters. Hey, that's how tall I am. I guess I have all that muscle training and all those shady mail-order performance-enhancing drugs to thank for that. Before then, I never dreamed that I'd shoot at 10 centimeters above George Iniki, who'd reached his peak height early on. Damn, I'll bet my relatives all say, "Look how big you've grown, Battler-chan," or something. It's all so embarrassing. I wish they'd just give me a break. Anyway, my name, Battler. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think? I've got to wonder what my parents were thinking when they named me that. I've never met anyone who could read it in the first time. I usually got called Sentakun. Sorry, but that's not even close. My name is written like that. By the way, when I clicked H earlier to try to hide I got a bunch of yellow text that changed. Was it... Did we go backwards? Like a history button, I think? Can you read? No. The first part is my family name. Ushiromiya. That's a fairly plausible Japanese pronunciation so far. The problem is my given name is made of the characters for fight in person, and it's pronounced Battler. But put it all together and you've got Ushiromiya Battler. Pretty crazy, right? It's crazy enough that my parents decided to call me that, but it's even more crazy that some government worker let them make it official. Both groups are at the top of my must-kill list. Anyway, this is one of my cousins. His name is... pronounced Ushiromiya George. He's 5 years older than me, so he must be turning 23 this year. Since Ushiromiya's cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls, I ended up playing with George all the time, and because I've always thought of him as a big brother, I still call him Aniki today. Woo, Battler-kun, look how big you've gotten. You know what they say, leave a boy for 3 days and you'll hardly recognize him. It must be in his blood. I'm staring right at her tits. Rudolph wasn't that tall either until his high school years. Perhaps people end up taller if their growth spurt comes late. Nah, it's nothing special. A real man needs to be tough on the inside, too. Exactly. Battler-kun here knows how it works. Real men, win or lose, based on what they got on the inside. Can't ever forget to keep up your training and discipline. You gotta do that. Wait very alerty for the perfect moment and strike. Now, I never even imagined that I'd become the company president I am today, master of my own domain. Yet to think I've come this far after starting out penniless and ruined. This stout, plump old guy is George Niki's dad, Uncle Hideyoshi. He's the husband of Dad's older sister. In other words, we're not blood related. He's nice to children, sociable all the time, and even quick to give out some spending money to us kids. Simply put, he's an awesome uncle. He speaks in an odd and very noticeable Kansai dialect, but he's actually a natural-born Kanto man. Apparently impressions are everything in the business world, so speaking in a different style than other people is an act that makes him stick out more. However, I hear he gets embarrassed when talking within earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to standard Japanese. I don't really get it, but he's definitely an interesting person. If only you weren't so quick to brag about your life story. That's enough for now, I think. Oh right, I should see. I'm sure Battler's getting tired of it, aren't you? Nope, not at all, hee hee hee. Nothing's wrong with that. I think it's pretty cool for a man to have some stories he can brag about. I don't have anything like that at all. Oh, really? I'd imagine a man with your looks would leave girls crying left and right. I can't believe you have nothing at all to brag about. What? You're joking, right? Of course nothing weird like that's ever happened to me. Heck, I wish it would. Come on, you aren't fooling anyone. Giggle, you must tell your aunt all about it later. After all, nothing of the sort ever happens to George. Heh. This is George and Niki's mother, Aunt Ava. She's my dad's older sister. She and Uncle Hideyoshi are a pair of jokers, and they've always teased me, back as far as I can remember. This sometimes made them a bit hard to get along with when I was small. Well, I guess the events of the last 30 seconds prove that they can still be hard to get along with. Even so, George and Niki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine. Sheesh, that's pretty much the total opposite of my family. Battler-kun! I am very much a fan of everything right now. Have you seen Rudolph-san? Huh? He's headed off to the bathroom a while ago. Is he not back yet? Maybe the poor geezer dropped dead. There's no way to talk about your own father. That's no way to talk about your own father. Still, this isn't the first time he's taken so long in the bathroom. Yeah, the guy's always been that way. Does he really have to take a magazine with him every time he needs to take a dump? And what on earth is he doing under those particular magazines? He? Oh, you don't need to worry about that at all. Since we've been together, I haven't let him do that on his own. He... Oh, I'll have to get juicy details later. Sounds like Dad's got his balls in an iron grip. You know exactly what would happen with that man if I didn't keep a tight grip, don't you? No kidding. You're the only one capable of reining in that old bastard. As his son, I'm more than happy to let you take over. Yes, leave it all to me. After all, that's my specialty. This woman is my father's wife. Her name is Ushiromiya Kairi? Am I pronouncing that right? As you can probably tell from our conversation, she's not my real mother. She's basically my stepmother. My real mom died 6 years ago, and Kairi-san is the woman Dad married afterwards. It's understandable for someone my age. I could never bring myself to call his new wife Mom. And I doubt she feels like using the word son on this massive kid who's no relation to her at all. We aren't little kids. We know there's nothing left to be gained by fighting. So we decided that we wouldn't force ourselves to pretend that we're family. I've decided to act a bit more frank with her, acting as though she's a friendly neighbor instead. It's much easier if we just keep a little distance, instead of forcing ourselves to act all close and making each other uncomfortable. Kairi-san has always been very open about all of this, and thanks to that, we've been able to get along pretty well. Then, just when we were bad-mouthing Dad about being in the bathroom, the man himself came back, wiping his hands with a handkerchief. Battler. Hey, what's up, Dad? Ow! Don't pinch my ear, yeah! So you've been talking trash about me with Mom again, haven't you? What makes it so hard to show a little respect for your father? Ow, 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 ow. Damn it, that hurts. You can search my ear all you want, but I'm not going to be able to fly. That hurts. Come on now. Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. Ah, the Konami code. Now say, Father, please forgive me for being so rude. Like hell I will. Go find yourself some members-only store if you want it that much. Yeah, let's go. This old bastard is my dad. I think I'm pretty tall myself, but Dad's just about as tall as I am. It's no surprise Aunt Ava started talking about Dad's blood when she saw my height. By the way, my height isn't the only thing I got from him. It seems having weird names runs in the family. Dad's full name is written, stuff that I wouldn't even know how to pronounce, like what sounds that should be. You can't read it, can you? I mean, I probably could if I spoke Japanese. Come on, it's just... Anyway, his name is pronounced Rudolph. He must hate Grandfather for giving him that name. Still, that's no reason to pass that weird naming tradition on to me. As the old bastard twisted my ear all over the place, Aunt Ava snuck up behind him and grabbed his ear. Hey, Rudolph, you should know better than to physically abuse your son. Gah, that hurts, Aneke. This scene perfectly illustrated the relationship between the prankster younger brother and the older sister who could deal out punishment to him despite his size. I think that's good enough for now, Ava-san. We're just taking a moment every now and then just to stare at tits. I'll make sure to stretch out his other ear later on. Oh, my apologies. I must leave some pulling for you to do, Kairi-san. Rudolph? Make sure Kairi-san gives you lots and lots of punishment later on, okay? You're one to talk, Aneke, abusing your little brother like that. Hideyoshi-Nisan, I'd like to thank you very much for picking her up. If you hadn't been so generous, she'd still be unsold in the store. You have my gratitude and apologies. What? Who are you calling unsold? I have to take 3 steps back. Aunt Ava unleashed one of her beautiful high reverse roundhouse kicks, which stopped just a centimeter away from the tip of Dad's nose. After starting out with the Tai Chi Chuan for her figure, Aunt Ava then developed an interest in the Chinese martial arts. After that, she went through karate, taekwondo, capoeira, and what is it she's learning now again? Well, anyway, they say a woman's weapons are in her lower body, and that's literally true for Ava. Yeah, I agree. It is very true that women have a better sense of balance than men in general, and tend to have more leg strength than men. Especially in terms of things that require, like, flexibility and speed, like a roundhouse kick type thing. Or maybe I'm just, like, really unathletic myself. Or both. Rudolph, did you know that a single direct blow to the side of the head like that would knock you unconscious? Actually, it'd probably kill him. He'd probably be dead. Not so long ago, I accidentally connected in a practice match and my opponent was out cold. Does your opponent have brain damage? Did they ever wake up? Did you attend a funeral? Sheesh, what a pain. I am so sorry she can't help walking like a freak. Dad, completely unfazed, shrugged and smiled ironically at Uncle Hideyoshi. Wah, never had a brother or sister myself. So when I see you two bickering with each other, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It's nice to have a big family. Oh, then why not consider making a little brother for George-kun? He's already a fine adult who's about to go off on his own, so it might be a good time to have another child. Hey, have a little sympathy for the new kid, and all the pain and suffering he'd have to live through. I'm surprised even George-kun turned out as well as he did after being born from this sinister sister of mine. And what an awesome kid he is. Please share some of that with our blockhead of a son someday, will you? That's not at all how it happened. It's thanks to Ava Nissan's proper rearing that George-kun became the kind, gentle kid he is now. Isn't that right, Nay's son? Oh, come now, you think so? Our George still has a long way to go. Ah, by the way, how's your little Anji-chan doing? I heard she was vomiting? Oh, that's right. And I was hoping to finally see her face after such a long time. Is she okay? She often catches a cold when the seasons change. She's very frail. I did want to bring her along, but we decided to have my family look after her this time. I think that's a wise move. She'll heal a lot better if she stays away from that venomous head family household. A child's health is always more important than an adult's convenience, don't you think? I know of some great medicine for vomit and colds like that. When we get back home, I'll send some to you right away, so please let her try some. Thank you very much, Hideyoshi Sami-chan. I'm always in your debt. And once the conversation suddenly veered off in that direction, we kids didn't have any chance of butting in. For now, I'm just happy Aunt Ava gave Dad his just desserts for tugging on my ear. Are we still waiting for the weather report? George and Nikki pointed at the counter. The checking weather sign was still stuck to the departure times for the flights we were scheduled to board. According to Aniki, smaller planes are more subject to winds and other effects of the weather. And it's not at all uncommon for flights to be delayed because of that. Wait a second, we are totally sure it's not going to shake, right? From down here on the ground, it just looks cloudy, not windy. Well, I guess it's different up where the planes fly. The weather is a bit uncertain today. Aunt Ava looked at a TV in the lounge. The weather forecast was being broadcasted, informing us that a typhoon was approaching the Kanto region. A typhoon, again, guess there's no helping it with the annual family conference being held in October. Couldn't he have chosen a better season? I agree. I've always hoped we could have it sometime around the Obon festival in mid-August. In that case, why don't you suggest that to Father and Isan during the conference? Or just have it like on late June, during the Watanagashi. Very funny. Why don't you do it yourself? Our brother would never listen to anything I suggested. No way. It doesn't really bother me that much to have it in October. I was just saying you might want to propose this as you said you hate typhoons so much. I only said that typhoons always come around this time of year. You're the one who said you wanted to move it to the Oban Festival, right? Well, you said it too last year. Didn't you say that it would be easy to fit in your schedule if we had it during the Oban Festival? I never said anything like that. Oh yes, you did. I certainly wouldn't forget something like that. No, I didn't. You're the one saying that all the time. Didn't you know? Stopping a kick just a hair's breadth away from impact is a very high-level technique. Sheesh, women your age shouldn't spread their legs like that. Dad and Aunt Ava's argument looked no different than a couple of brats quarreling. Even though they usually behave like normal parents, they turn right back into kids again when they meet their siblings at these family conferences. You're the one who looks like a real adult, analyzing it all calmly. I hope I never turn out like that old bastard. I'd much rather end up as an intellectual adult like you, Aniki. Like me? Oh, I still have a long way to go. I still have very little experience out there in the real world, and I need to work on becoming more confident and sociable. I think you far surpassed me on all those counts, Battler-kun. I'm sure you'll outstrip me fast enough when you become an adult as well. George Aniki scratched his head and laughed, as though trying to hide his embarrassment. Of course, he was just being humble. Aniki entered a university and became an apprentice at Uncle Hideyoshi's company at the same time, studying both academics and how to become a business emperor in parallel. Then, right after graduating, he got Uncle Hideyoshi's company as his father's aide, piling up a lot of real-life experience as he devoted himself zealously to his work. His great dream is to one day stand on his own and build up his own kingdom. Aniki is a real paragon of a man, sparing no effort as he strives towards his goal. It's no exaggeration to say that I really respect him. And then, there's me. I'm nothing at all like Aniki. I'm living my happy-go-lucky idle high school life to the max. I've got no dreams for the future. I'd like to just sit back, stay cool, and let the money flow in, but of course, that could never happen. When Aniki was my age, he had already formed an impressive objective, and had started devoting himself towards studying for that goal, so I guess I can't compare at all. My dad just says, sure, you can study at my company, if you like cleaning toilets. Damn it, I'm not going to be in the debt of that old bastard. I'll find my way myself. If only willpower was all it took to become an adult. Should I go on one of those self-searching journeys that are all the rage these days? Well, it's not like I could mooch off my parents for that kind of money. Right then, Uncle Hideyoshi shouted out loudly. He's a really nice person on the whole, but he does have a problem controlling the volume of his voice. When I looked over, I saw that he was greeting Aunt Rosa, who had come late. Oh! If it isn't Rosa-san. Maria-chan, long time no see. Long time no see. Let's see what the original was. Neat. Ooh. Maria? Neat. I already forgot her name. But one, very attractive. Two, everyone's dressed so awesome. Like everyone's like, this guy's got a suit, and she's got like this. It's an ascot? I don't think that's the right word for that. I mean, look at her dress and the buttons, and it looks nice. And she got this little ribbon and another ribbon and a little fucking hat. Like she's like Does anyone out there play chess? Makes me think of the king of chess. Shouldn't that be, it's good to see you again. Greet your uncle properly. Ooh, it's good to see you again. There you go. Well said. How about some candy as a reward? Oh, huh? Where'd I put it? Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. Well, I said, while that one woman is attractive. Oh my god. I do like this little accent over here. In the dress. But everyone, like, literally look at this. Like, everyone's clothes look so... Like, they can be like Final Fantasy characters. It looks... Everyone's outfits look so cool. Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Maria-chan. It's been too long, Kairi-ni-san, Hideyoshi-ni-san. And, oh my, Battler-kun? And like I said, I like the way people's faces are. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the originals are good art styles too. But I so much prefer this. Also, both of these women are very, 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 very attractive. But also, yeah, everyone's like they're dressed so fancy. Like, their clothes look so cool. Look how big you've gotten. Ah, come on. It's embarrassing to hear that from every person I meet. Hey, Rosa. You're late. If the plane was on time, you'd barely have made it. I'm sorry. We had some trouble making our train connection. So are we waiting on the weather again? Oh, don't complain. I much prefer the 30-minute plane trip to spending 6 hours bouncing about on a boat. Even if we're kept waiting here for an hour, it's still much faster overall. Maria-chan's gotten huge too. So how tall are you now? Ooh, so how tall am I now? Maria-chan parroted Uncle Hideyoshi's question, looking up at her mother. I guess she doesn't remember her own height. She's probably right in the middle of growth spurts, so her height must change every month. Give it a few more years, and she'll suddenly start looking feminine. Just how tall were you last time you got measured? You keep getting bigger and bigger, don't you? Right? Ooh. I think she's grown a lot since last year. Let's see, she turned 9 years old this year, didn't she? 9 years old? Ooh. That's right, you're 9 years old now. Glad to see you're doing well too, Maria-chan. Up you go. Yeah, I guess you've gotten a bit too heavy to play airplane with. George and Nikki, what a rude thing to say to a lady. Here, I'll do it. Up you go. Ooh. When I went to lift her up in Nikki's place, Maria stiffened defensively, staring suspiciously at my face. Ah, that's right. The last time I met Maria, it was 6 years ago and she was only 3 years old. Of course she doesn't remember my face. Maria-chan, don't you remember? It's Battler-kun. You used to play together, remember? Who? No surprise, I guess. The last time she met Battler, she was only 3. You don't keep memories at that age. She must know everyone's face apart from mine, because she meets them every year. But I haven't had contact with the Yoshiromiya family for about 6 years now. So it's no surprise that this 9-year-old girl doesn't have any memories of me. Even I can only just barely remember her being a 3-year-old crybaby. Maria, this is Battler Oni-chan, Rudolph Nissan's son. Understand? The brother's son is... The brother is the son? Ooh. Ooh, it was probably the sound of her brain going into overload at that complicated explanation. I guess the phrasing of that was a bit confusing. Ni or Oni, the title used to refer to an actual older brother, can also be a friendly honorific for a boy who's only a bit older than you. It's just like Ni or Oni for words for big sister. Maria-chan, this is Battler-kun. He's your cousin, like me. Like George Oni-chan? Battler? Cousin? Ugh. That's right. You got it. This part of Aniki is what makes me really look up to him. For someone who isn't married, he's just great at dealing with kids. I'm sure he'll be an indulgent father in the future. Battler, Oni-chan? Maria looked straight at me with a questioning expression, as though asking whether it was okay to call me that. Yep, that's me, Battler. Nice to meet you, Maria. Ooh. Battler! Maria? You mustn't talk to him like that. Call him Battler Oni-chan. That's alright, Aunt Rosa. I don't sweat the small stuff. Hey, Maria. We're close enough that we don't need honorifics, right? Battler, Battler, Battler! Ooh. That's right, Maria. Maria, Maria! Ooh. We horsed around for a while to make up for the 6-year gap in our friendship. She probably still thinks of me as nothing more than a big new friend, but things will probably work out as we get to know each other again. But I'm surprised. She's just the way I remembered her being 6 years ago. Seems that people just don't change that much after all. I'm a bit happy that she's still the pure, innocent girl I remember. Her name is written Stuff. Of course, is pronounced Maria. The third character looks like a cross, which is pretty cool. Her feelings don't usually show up on her face, so it can be difficult to know just what she's thinking. But that's just how she looks on the outside. On the inside, she's just a sweet, normal girl. Then there's Maria's mother, Aunt Rosa. She's my dad's younger sister. Rosa is written. Here's a name that's totally not Japanese. Sorry to say it, but her name's almost as ridiculous as Dad's. I've got to respect her for not ending up as screwed up as he is. When I think about it, all the names in my family sound foreign. Just why his grandfather is so obsessed with that. Because of him, even we grandchildren have to put up with this weird naming sense. It's even more annoying since grandfather's own name is perfectly normal. Anyway, there's one thing about Aunt Rosa that a relief compared to the other family members. The old bastard and Aunt Eva have this annoying urge to tease and mock people all the time. But, even though she shares their blood, Aunt Rosa isn't like that at all. She has the most common sense among all the siblings. Like Uncle Hideyoshi, she's a kind aunt who will always be on the kids' side. However, possibly because she's more strict as a parent, she's not liberal of handing out spending money like Uncle Hideyoshi. Okay, now we have the entire group of family members who are going to board the plane. At that moment, as though it had waited for us all to arrive, an announcement rang out through the lobby. Our apologies for the delay. Boarding will now commence for Flight 201 to Nijima. Oh. It's a family tree. Cool. Well, until next time, guys.